Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I have some more Battlefield 4 news. Since Gamescom is going on right now, information and news is popping all over the place, and we now have a list of the different knives that are going to be in the upcoming game. This includes a bayonet, an ACB-90, which is what we have in Battlefield 3. We're going to get a shank, a machete, a Bowie knife, a carbon fiber knife, an improvised knife, which is apparently something that the soldier on the field just kind of strapped together, a scout knife, a survival, and a trench knife. And what's interesting about this, and what I'm kind of leading to thinking, is that some of these may have different animations depending on which one you're using. For example, the machete isn't really a weapon you use to stab someone. I mean, if you're stabbing someone with the point of a machete and you're able to like puncture through their skin and get in there with the entire thing, like that is a extremely brutal kill. Like machetes are gigantic weapons, and so I would assume that it would be more of kind of a hack and slash type of deal, where maybe you kind of swipe at their face to take them out, and then maybe like the carbon fiber will have a different type of stab or a slightly different animation compared to the bayonet. This isn't confirmed by any means, this is all just speculation at this point, but just the fact that there are these variations, and it would only make sense that there would be slight variations just because they're weapons that can be used differently, that may be a feature that we can kind of expect for Battlefield 4. We also learned that there is going to be a lot more grenade options. We already know that there was going to be a frag grenade. That's going to work the same way that it currently does in Battlefield 3, but they're also adding in a V40 mini grenade, and while they haven't really gone into any details as to how this one functions, from reading Wikipedia and kind of looking around the internet, I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to like what we had in Medal of Honor, where you'll toss out maybe like 3 of these mini grenades. They'll impact a larger area, but they won't do as much damage. There will also be an RGO impact grenade, and I believe the way that this functions is that whenever you throw this, whatever it hits first, be it the wall, a player, or the ground, it will immediately detonate. And so while you won't be able to bounce this off the wall of something and kind of get your frag grenade into an obscure location where maybe someone is camping, it won't give them an indicator that a grenade is right at their feet to let them run away, because it will immediately explode at their feet. So it will kind of be a different way on how to approach certain situations. We also already knew about the flashbang and incendiary, but now it's been confirmed that smoke grenades will be available. This has been a huge request from the Battlefield community. I know a lot of people out there don't always want to run as the assault class to get the benefit of a smoke grenade, and so now that it's going to be available to all of the classes, I think that this is going to be a pretty appealing pick. For example, the recon class especially, if you're someone who is getting approached on by multiple targets, you're extremely exposed, you toss down a smoke grenade really quick, use it as some cover to get into a better location, and then hopefully take out those targets. If you're playing as the engineer or as a support and you're trying to take an objective, you can toss down a little bit of smoke screen so that you can use that as some cover as well, quickly capture the objective without the fear of being taken out from the sides. And so I'm glad that this is finally getting in place. I know this has been a huge request, and I know a lot of people are going to be happy about it. But as for the final one, and something that I was definitely not expecting, is the handheld flare. And I'm not exactly sure how this is going to function. Maybe this means that there's going to be a lot more darker locations in the game. If you guys saw during the Levolution trailer where one of the players turned off the lights and then took advantage of the infrared night vision scope, maybe you can counter that by setting off one of these flares in those locations. Another application is that maybe it is a humiliating way at killing your enemy, where you just directly hit them in the chest, like maybe like a crossbow, and then it takes them out that way. Or maybe it could just be a way to indicate to your commander to drop down some sort of package in a location. I'm not really sure, so if you guys have any ideas as to what the handheld flare is going to be used for, let me know down below in the comment section. There are a lot of possibilities. We also learned some new details about the game mode Domination, and what DICE is telling us is that it's going to be very similar to the way it currently works in Battlefield 3's Close Quarter DLC, where it's very similar to Conquest, where you run around and the objective of it is to take the 3 capture points, but the points themselves cap very quickly, and it's a very intense infantry type of gameplay. And so they're going to take that type of style, or that theme, and then put that on over into what it sounds like every single map into Battlefield 4. But you're not going to be playing on gigantic maps like Paracel Storms, or you will be, but it will be on only a section of the map. And so what it kind of sounds like DICE is doing here is that if you're someone who doesn't really enjoy vehicle combat, you don't like getting killed by vehicles, you don't like getting into them, then this is the gameplay that is going to be suited for you. And instead of only having team deathmatch at your disposal to get that type of thrill and that type of playstyle in there, you'll now have a more objective gameplay that you can run around in and kill as many infantry units until your heart is content. Also along the same lines of infantry-based gameplay, we now know about a new game mode called Diffuse. And if you've ever played Counter-Strike or you've ever played Call of Duty Search and Destroy, it's going to act pretty much exactly the same, or at least that's how it's described, where you're going to have an offensive team, a defensive team. The offensive team is to try to plant a bomb either on an MCOM, they really haven't said at this point, blow it up, and then win the round. But as you guys know, that in Counter-Strike and in Call of Duty Search and Destroy, you only have one life. So when you die, that's it. You're completely out until the next round. And I'm interested to see how things play out and how DICE tries to balance the game mode itself, because I have a feeling that everyone's going to gravitate on over to the medic class. I mean, if your ally dies, you're at a larger disadvantage than on a normal game mode where they can just spawn in a couple seconds later. So it's going to be really important to make sure that you can top off your allies with med packs and also revive them when they're down. And so I have a feeling that this may just be flooded with medics all over the place, and maybe a recon player here and there, but I'm not sure why you would need a support or a engineer in the mix. It's kind of hard to say. So I'm interested to see how DICE balances everything out. I think it's going to be fantastic for the competitive scene, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game mode. But that is about it for today's quick little video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the new knives. Do you think that DICE is going to be adding in new animations depending on which one you use? Let me know down below in the comment section. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.